Okay, here we go. And if anyone has any questions, just raise your hand and I'll try to answer it. We're going to go over a little staff introductions. I'll go over a list. We'll go over the schedule, a little bit of the website, which I'm sure everyone's familiar with. Contracts available, WNBA staff. James Blackburn, he's head of the scouting. Go over a little bit about that. He's going to introduce himself after I speak. And then we're going to have Curtis Foster speak a little bit on the agency side. A little post-combine expectations. This is me. I'm Joe Dinda. I'm certified with FIBA, NFL, WNBA. I've been working with Alliance Sports for the last 10 years. Negotiated preferred contracts and marketing deals for clients in the NFL, international basketball, WNBA, AFL, UFL, ABA, the former NFL Europe. This is my 6th year that I'm glad they kept me on board, that I've been organizing the overseas basketball combines. I really truly believe this will be the best year. We have coaches from WNBA contacting Julie every day. We have one player who'll be here this weekend. She could be a top 10 pick. So you're going to get a lot of looks. We have coaches from Israel, Poland, FIBA agents. So it's a good opportunity. Having the Final Four, having the combine during the Final Four, during the women's Final Four, is probably the best opportunity for women's basketball, only because it's the mecca. Anyone that's involved, whether it's international, WNBA, they have a college coaching convention. So if you're involved with women's basketball, this is the weekend to have the event. This is the staff. So and throughout the weekend, you want to really stay updated with the website. We're going to keep it posted. Like if you're on one club today and tomorrow you're with another, we're really going to keep it updated daily. So if there's any confusion, just go to the website. These are the rosters. Everything from last name, so just look up your name, and they'll tell you what team you're on. Schedule online. So tomorrow morning when you register, the players that didn't come in tonight, they'll come in tomorrow, registration. You can come in, we're going to do introductions, warm-ups, skill work. The first game, the evaluation game, it's going to be a little confusing. It's more so to get a feel for the coaching staff, get a feel for where you're playing. There will be scouts looking around, but really don't take it as, I have to do well. You're going to play 2 more games, which are going to be full court, and that's really where you want to take off. Like that's where you want to be. Once that's over, we're going to have group meetings. Okay, that's when we're going to announce the top 40, the top 20 rosters. Now, if you grade out in the top 40, you're going to be invited back for Sunday. Okay, so it's a good opportunity. And like I said, it's going to be posted online. You're either be on Israel, Poland, China, or Russia. And it's the same thing. You'll do 10 o'clock introductions, you do warm-ups, skill work, and then you'll play. And obviously, that's a good opportunity to get the exposure. Who do we have here on staff? This is our staff, okay? Nadine Doman played WNBA, played overseas. She's really the one that's going to be organizing all the on-court. She's the one that, you're really going to have to, impress in order to move on and get these scouting evaluations. We have coaches from Israel, Poland, head coaches that are currently out there. Sherry Sam played in the WNBA overseas. Carla McGee, WNBA overseas. Tamara Bowie, she's sitting right over here, played WNBA overseas. What I really wanted to do this year with what's going to separate from past camps is, I really went hard trying to get players that have played overseas, have WNBA experience, so you get a good feel for what they have to say, what they've been through. So even if you come here and network, and you're just fresh out of college, whether you're a free agent, it's a good camp, and so don't be shy. Approach the scouts, approach the coaches, approach the agents, and really take this for what it could. James Blackburn over here, he does national scouting, Power to Win Sports. He's been working with me for the last 6-7 years. Works with the NBA, with the Charlotte Bobcats, works on the WNBA side. He really does a good job of scouting and evaluations. Craig Wolf, same thing. He'll be here. He has WNBA. Right now he's doing advanced scouting with the Orlando Magic. Julianne Dinda, this is her 4th year organizing the Women's Final Four. She's done a great job this year, really getting all the WNBA coaches to make sure that they're committed to coming, and that's what we're looking to do. Shan Harris, we have a lot of active players that we represent. Shan just played in Poland, played in Sweden. She'll be here. She's coaching. She's actually going to be working out on Sunday as well. So it's not, even if you played overseas, it's still competitive. You're still looking to, she's still looking to play. She's still looking to compete. Nia Jordan, same thing. Tony Condra, he's a St. Louis Surge coach. Marco Price, same thing with the WBCBL. Leah Casing over here, she played in Poland. She had a great, tremendous career. She's looking to come back. She's going to coach, and then she's going to play Sunday. Olin Dunford, Curtis Foster, he's with Warrior Sports Management. Matt Conboy, he's a trainer. He's going to help with the scouting, and then obviously Aaron Tyson. So that's where that is. Typically, a lot of times, there's a lot of 1st to 3rd year overseas. You can make a salary anywhere from $1,200 US to $2,500. Obviously, if you have WNBA experience, you can get a little bit more higher income opportunities. A typical contract will include flights, housing, meal plans, shared car allowance. Not all of them, but that's typically what they'll do. They'll fly you in, they'll fly you back home for Christmas, and then fly you back out, hopefully. That's the goal. 7 to 9 month contracts, anywhere from August to April. Majority of the contracts are signed in June and July. So if a coach from Israel approaches you, like even the players that we have, we want to have our players set up with their bios, their film, everything set up, because you start posturing in August. If I talk to a coach, hey, I got Nia Jordan here, I got Leah Casing, they're ready to play this summer. Well, at least you want to put yourself on a coach's board. So it's going to be anywhere between you and 3 other players. So the more you can make that coach, that GM, the easier you can make their job by having references, having your online video, having your bios updated, your scouting reports. You want to make their job easier, so that when they approach and they say, this player right here, this is who we want. So then by the time the sponsor money comes in, which, by the typical summertime, they'll know how much they can offer. But usually, now is the time where the coaches start really looking for players. And so that's where you really want to be. But April begins the search process. So this is a good opportunity. So post-combine expectations, who to impress Saturday? Nadine Doman, she's going to be the one who's going to be center stage. She's going to put you through the drills tomorrow morning. James Blackburn, he's going to be doing a lot of scouting. We have GoPro. You see Jeff over here. We're looking to, we didn't advertise it for this camp, but we're really going to do a lot. We're really going to focus on scouting. So when you're watching your game film, and we're still going to have game films on the top of the bleachers, that'll be available. But we really want to have, like, James will be talking into the microphone. We'll have a Israel coach talking into the microphone and grading and giving you their best opinion while the course of the game is happening. So he could say, 22, that was a good release on the jump shot. You got to get back on defense, like little things like that. But I think it could really help. And the GoPros I really want it to be focused on benefiting the player for the scouting. So, as a goal here, the player, you want to, grade out Saturday, do well, and you want to be invited, whether it's the top 40 game, whether you grade out from 21 to 40, or the top 20 game, and that's Sunday. So when you go there, that's when I have all these agents calling me and saying, hey, when do I come? I want to register. I want to come see a player. But we're going to have multiple FIBA agents that are encouraged to come on Sunday. They've signed players all over the world. That's where you want to meet and you want to network with these agencies. Obviously, the WNBA private workout will be following, but you don't want to give up. We're going to invite 5 to 10 players from Saturday to play in that workout. So this could be a good weekend for you. Online games, everything's going to be available 30 days after the combine. We'll get it up there sooner, but obviously it takes a little time to upload and get all the grades in. We usually get it in about 10, 15 days, but we ask for 30 just to have a little leeway. The OBC grades will be sent to countries, and James will go into a little bit about how he grades the WNBA, and the goal is to have it all compiled and sent out by April 21st. And this is the list of who we send it out to. We'll start with Albania, Australia. Australia is a great league for the summer. We have a player down there now in the second division, but they have a great high-end division during the winter time. Austria is a great place. Belgium, Brazil. Brazil is one of the top women's league in Latin America. Bulgaria, Croatia, Cyprus. We have a player out there now. Czech Republic, very good. Denmark, we have a girl out there now, doing really well. Finland, great country. France, second division, top division. All these places are really good for women's basketball. Germany, there's 2 different leagues. Both leagues, it's a great country. They pay well, they pay on time. Obviously, Greece, one of the top places out there. Holland, we've had players out there. Hungary, Iceland, we have a player out there. She's about to win her 3rd MVP. She's going to come out here this weekend, but she's in the championship this weekend. Israel, unbelievably great place to play for women's basketball. Italy's good. They got 2 different divisions. Luxembourg, not a lot of people. Julia was out in Luxembourg last year. Switzerland. Luxembourg is a very rich country in Europe. It doesn't get the respect that it should, but it's a great country. They pay really well. So if you can get an opportunity to play out there. Norway, Poland, Portugal, we have a player out there. Romania. Romania is a wonderful country. It's not always, the competition's great in Romania. Sometimes, you may not get paid on time. You got to run into situations, but for the competition, it's very competitive. Obviously, Russia is one of the best. Spain's a wonderful country. There are lots of teams in Spain. Second division, first division. Sweden, we've had Naya's here. She played Sweden this year. Switzerland. Turkey is very tough, very competitive. The UK is a good experience. You can go out there. Ukraine, have a player out there now. So these are pretty much the list is going to go out there for whoever ends up grading out the highest. I believe this is our most competitive camp ever. Last year we had it was a competitive camp. It wasn't as good as I wanted it to be, but we still ended up with 32 players signing overseas. So that's tremendous compared to a lot of these camps. All right. So, like I said, you want to use this camp as a stepping stone. Whether you're a free agent, whether you need film, you haven't played basketball in 2 to 3 years, you grade out well. All our video will be online for you. We don't charge for that. So we want you to be in a better position Monday morning than you are today. Whether you make it in the top 40 game, if you don't make it, you really don't want to give up. Sometimes you have to really think outside the box. If I want to play overseas, all these countries, I want WNBA, but not a lot of times you don't really need that. There's different ways of doing it. You can attend a combine this summer. The St. Louis Surge, they're holding one here in this month. Heart Sports Management, I don't, he runs a good camp. We had a couple girls went to his camp this year out in Vegas. It really turned out really well for him. Curtis Foster, he runs a private workout in Savannah in July, June or July. I'm sure he can get into more about that. But it's with one of the top division teams in Finland. So he'll usually pick a player or two from this camp, invite them to Savannah, and it works out pretty well. Another way of looking at it is, and I started the process of teaching English overseas. And obviously, if you have a question about this, or if you're interested, please email me. We do the NBA Summer League combines out in Las Vegas every year, and I had a presenter from the Czech. He came in and he presented to these guys, and we had about 32 guys. They were interested, but it never panned out. So I'm encouraging you, if you want to get overseas, like teaching English overseas, it's a high demand, especially since the Cold War. All these Eastern countries are now wanting people to come in and teach English. So the Czech Republic, obviously everyone knows what's happening out in the Ukraine, but they run a really good women's program. Teaching, you're going to get a lot of job opportunities in Latin America countries, South Korea. Most overseas clubs, I've had players, they'll take a chance on a player that's already in the country. A lot of time, the hardest part for a coach to get a player is visa. So if you have your working visa through teaching English and you're in South Korea or you're in even China, China is one of the best places for women's basketball, and you're out there already, they'll bring you in because they don't need to go through the process of getting you your visa. A lot of times we have our players, we encourage them to teach English part-time. A lot of professional basketball players have a lot of downtime. Sometimes in Europe, you can play once. In Finland, sometimes you can go 10, 15 days between games. Typically in Germany, you'll play once a week. Some countries, they play every other day. But a lot of times it's downtime. We have had players that teach part-time English. They'll go to the school and they'll make a couple dollars, and it keeps them involved in the community. And when you're involved in the community, you get contract extension offers because they like you. You're a good person. Obviously, it's a good career possibility after basketball. So you want to put yourself in a position to succeed. We've done a lot of research, and obviously just email us and we'll get you more information. We don't make a commission. This is the best. This is the best. Obviously, the best company that we found helpful. It's not that expensive to get certified. This is a 120-hour course. You get everything from technical support, job placement help, and you get credit. So you'll get a credit and you'll teach overseas. I'm not saying you have to do this, but if you want to play overseas and you want to gain an experience and you're not getting the contracts you're hoping for, please let me help you. Let us know you're going to sign up for this course, and we'll help you find the places where you can go and at least get a tryout and take it from there. All right, now I'm going to let James Blackburn take the floor, and he's going to go into a little bit about the scouting.
I don't think I'm going to use the microphone. Can everybody hear me? I'm not used to talking to the mic, so you can turn it off. Let me get you set up. Is that you? Yeah. I won't talk forever, but just want to show you guys a few things. You can read over that. I'm not going to sit here and talk about myself, but he's already mentioned I worked with the Bobcats. I've done a lot of stuff with guys basketball. I've coached at various levels. I've been with Joe for about 6 years, I believe it is. Worked his women's camps, worked all of his guy camps. So he does tremendous stuff. I go to a lot of camps in Vegas. I visit about every one I can. Of all the camps, I mean, he puts on the most organized camps. He always brings coaches in. So you're at a good spot to get noticed this weekend. All right, this is the part I want to go into. When I'm watching you, everybody play. When you come to camps like this, obviously there's to be, a lot of girls here. Everybody's here is pretty good. You played at multiple level of college. You might have played D1, D2, D3. You might have already played overseas. You might have done different things. So everybody here can play. So what are you to do to separate yourself from the person beside you? And that's what you have to concentrate on the next 2 days. First thing is, are you in shape? Okay? A lot of these camps, it's a lot of high-paced play, get up and down the floor, and it's real easy for us to see who's in shape and out of shape, especially after the first day, or even midway through the first day. How hard are you playing? How high is your motor? Now, hopefully, if you guys come to a camp like this, you only have 2 days to impress. Hopefully, nobody's going to blame you for not playing hard. So that's a big thing. Attitude, body language. And this is a big thing with guys, I think even more, because guys have a hard time, a lot of times with calls, coming off the court, but we're always watching you. So if you make a good bucket or something, you get taken out of the game, or you could complain to your coach that, okay, why'd you take me out? I mean, everything matters in a camp like this. People aren't just watching you when you're on the court, watching you on and off the court. Are you a team player? Are you a winner? Are you humble? Are you coming down and just jacking a shot every time you cross that court? Are you actually making your teammates better? That's a big thing for you point guards. Are you a winner? Are you a team? Are you the one that's going to complain because you're losing, or you can do something about you losing? What are you going to do to help a team succeed overseas or in the WNBA, I guess? And that's what I said at the very beginning about what are you going to kind of do to set yourself apart? What skill set do you bring? What elite skill set? What's one thing you can do that's maybe better than anybody else in camp, or at least at the top level? Are you a credible shooter? Are you a really good passer? Do you make other people better? Are you the best rebounder? Are you a really good perimeter defender? Are you a shutdown, perimeter inside, or interior defender, perimeter defender? Different things like that. That's what I'm looking for, kind of. Can you go over your position? A lot of guys, they might be like 6'6", and they might play the power forward, and they might be like, man, I got to go to the 3, got to go play the small forward, but they can't stay in front of the 3. So, the same thing. Do you play the power forward? You might be a tweener, but can you stay in front of your position? Can you guard your position? So a lot of people try to come to camps and they try to, say you're undersized for your position, they try to move down, and they don't have the skill set to do that. A lot of times it makes you look worse. So do what you do, even if you're undersized for your position or whatever. Just do what you can do. If you played that position in college, say you grabbed a lot of rebounds being an undersized spot, that's fine. Do what you can do, and if you do it well, it's going to matter. But if you try to go down to a 3 just to prove you can do it, and then you totally fail at it, that's going to make you look worse. Are you communicating, talking? And I was talking to Leah about this today, but I was surprised last year when I went to the women's camp. I mean, all the girls were talking. I coached high school guys for years. I coached all the levels of, boys, and we always have to talk to them about speaking. So in a girls' camp, it even stands out more if you don't talk. Guys, if 2 or 3 people talk, that stands out. In a girls' camp, I know a lot of you girls have already been taught to, constantly communicate on the court, but that's still something I'm looking for. And then here's point guards, can you make the right play off the pick and roll? And then, wings, can you score? And bigs, can you guys score with the back to the basket? Or can you, face the basket, can you score reverse foot, reverse pivot, just different moves? Can you score without having to catch the ball, not do anything, and then throw it back out? Because you're probably not going to get it back again. I'll be scouting stuff kind of in different categories. I'm going to have an offensive category, and have defensive, and then I'm going to label shooting as a separate category. And the reason for that, some people are really good set shooters, and then they can't really do anything else on offense. So they might get graded is a really good scorer, like maybe a 3.1 in my mind as a shooter, but they can't put it on the floor. They don't move without the ball. They don't do other things, vital to offensive success. And then I'm also got a miscellaneous category that would be like attitude, just little things that I pick up on that I see throughout the day that don't fit in those other categories. Maybe you're a really good screener, different intangibles that you bring. You're going to hear the term OBC score. All that stands for is Overseas Basketball Combine, which is, of course, the name of the camp. And I'm going to give the score from a 1 to a 5. Like 2.7 and above is an overseas prospect. I think, what was the highest score last year in the women's camp? Like a 3.2. That's usually the highest I go. I mean, like I always tell guys, like a 5 is like Michael Jordan and LeBron James. So like, I never give anything close. I think the highest score I've given in 6 years to a player was like some 6'11" guy 2 years ago. I gave like a 3.5. That's the highest score ever. So most scores are actually be like in the 2.4, like, well, I'd say like 2.3 to a 2.8 could be where a lot of people fall. And then if you could get graded 2.7 or higher, that's what I use in my mind as saying, okay, they can play professional basketball somewhere. And then everything contributes to the overall grade. On-court play, obviously we're not combine testing, but potential upside. Maybe you're not having a great weekend, but I can tell you're a player. Just because you make shots, I tell people all the time, don't be a make or miss shot player, okay? So if you miss your shot and you say you go over 10 for the first day, don't be a player that's all you hang your hat on is, man, I had a bad day. Be able to do something else besides just make or miss shots. So that's what I'm going to be looking for. And then your attitude, your resume, shooting, offense, defense. That's just kind of a rundown and kind of some different categories that we look for. And then here's kind of when all the scores are going to be done. There's going to be your number here with the cursor. And then some of these categories are going to be different, but you can kind of see some numbers. And I do a lot with like typing out. Like you're going to hear me on film, which is going to be different this year. We've never done that before, but I'm going to be talking a lot on film. And then when you get your scouting report, it's going to have a lot of stuff on paper. So you can see like, runs the floor really well, good screener, attacks the boards hard, maybe needs to improve conditioning, jump shot release needs to be quicker. You'll see different things like that I'll write down. And then this girl last year, Jamie Russell, she came to the camp last year, and I'm going to pull up her bio. And right here, this highlighted part was what I said, what I did. So that's what yours will kind of look like. And Joe, you had mentioned that this.
Oh yeah, I mean it's like putting yourself in position. Like she's actually doing great. She led the team this year. They're in the playoffs still, but it was very hard getting her a job offer. She was a transfer from Wisconsin, and that's what you want to set yourself. You want to make that coach in the check job easy. So we supplied him with her online games, her references, where she is, and that scouting report that James put on her, really, I credited him with that job offer because it really, he got her perfect. And she did a great job at the camp, so that's just an example of just, you need to have everything put together because you're going to be competing with 2 or 3 other girls for that one job.
Good luck. If anybody has any questions about anything, feel free to ask me. And if I don't know the answer, I'm going to find out the answer for you. So, but I'm excited about seeing everybody play.
Curtis, do you want to say a couple things?
I will. First of all, I'll say good evening to everyone, and welcome to the camp here. I have been working with Joe for the past 3 years, and it's been a great experience. And one thing I can say between the both of us last year, we had 100% as far as signing our players overseas. And I think that was a tremendous job that, we were able to do last year. Not many companies can say that. So, that was very impressive. But just to iterate some things they say is stay encouraged, stay focused. You may come here, you may not do well on the first day, But you know, you still got to go after your dream. Never quit, never give up. You may not have a good show in here, but there's always another opportunity for you. So I just want you guys to just stay encouraged. You know, and one thing that we always remember, you got to have a passport if you want to go overseas. Because if you don't have a passport, say if a team calls you up and you don't have a passport, they're going to pass on you. They're going to keep on moving. So you like they said, you got to make sure you have everything in order. Everything in order to be ready to go. And tomorrow when y'all come out, some of you guys play on college teams, and you may not have showed all your skill levels when you play on a college team, because I am a former college coach. I coach women's basketball, pro basketball as well. But at the same scenario, when you're on a team in college, they have certain players that they go to. Some of you may know what I'm talking about, and you may not get an opportunity to show your talent. But when you come to these camps, this is the time to show everything that you have, show all your talent that you have to impress these coaches and scouts that are here. You know, and I can say that Mr. Dender does a very good job as far as getting you guys out there seen in front of a lot of overseas coaches. Now, he has some very good overseas coaches that he's brought in that's going to take a look at a lot of you guys. Hopefully, they may take 3 to 4, 5 of y'all with them before they leave, you know, contract. So, you know, you got to go out there, stay focused, and work hard. You know, I'm going to wish everyone the best of luck. Oh, I'm sorry. And he told y'all about Savannah. We're going to have something in Savannah in June the 21st. It's like a private camp. We probably have about maybe 3 or 4 coaches there. And we don't have a whole lot of people come. We kind of limit to maybe 25, maybe 30. But we kind of limit it to that. And it's like just a private workout in front of those coaches. And they'll sit there, you know, they'll look at you. So that's going to be June 21st. But we will be sending out some information to some of you guys. Like I said, we'll select some of the guys that we think that we want to bring you down to that area and see what you guys can do. But other than that, y'all have a good camp tomorrow, and I'll be watching.
Thanks, Chris. Well, that's it. Unless anyone has any questions, I know. Okay.
Good evening, ladies. I'm with the St. Louis Surge, as Joe had mentioned before, and I have to second exactly what they said. This is a phenomenal program. And it's very rare that you come across organizations and combines that are ran this well. Outside of the exposure that you all will receive today, we also have a combine that we host April 19th. We are part of the WBCBO, which is the Women's Blue Chip Basketball League, but we almost nearly act as a separate entity. So with our players that come on board, it's in 1 of 3 reasons you play for us. It's either you're trying to get overseas, you're going back overseas, or you're an exception that's building a program that's trying to transition into a WNBA team. And that's exactly how we run it. With the opportunities, our season is May through August, so that gives you an opportunity to where if you're looking to transition overseas come August, September, we're that farm team to really help you build and develop skill sets, but playing with players that have played from all levels, from top D1 to D2 to D3. But we get a chance to select our powerhouse roster with not only phenomenal athletes, but great people. Leah Casson is also one of our players this summer, and we're looking for about 3 to 4 players to join us additionally. So if you have some opportunities and you're looking to transition, St. Louis is our base, and we'd love to have you. So we will also be looking. We'll have our coaching staff here tomorrow, and I look forward to seeing you ladies compete. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate. I have my cards, and you'll be seeing us the whole weekend. So looking forward to meeting all of you.
Thank you. Any questions? I want to wish you all good luck. Get a good night's sleep. Tamara, you have anything? Well, thanks again, and good luck tomorrow. Make sure you talk to someone, though. Take it upon yourself to introduce yourselves to agents, Julie, James, and make it happen.